No, definitely. All right, get started. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Orange County School Board's regular meeting scheduled for today, Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. We have everyone at the dais except for Member Salamanca. I believe she's not online. She was going to try to call in, but if she does, we'll announce her virtual presence at that time. As a reminder, board members will not be engaging in outside electronic or digital communication during the meeting so that we can focus our full attention on the matters before us. To my fellow board members, to district staff, to myself and members of the public, when you're speaking, please speak directly into the microphone. They're very sensitive, and we want to make sure that the public, both here and those who may be tuning in through YouTube, TV, is able to hear you and understand what you're saying, and I try really hard to follow my own directions. We will begin in just a minute with a moment of silence, but before we do that, I want to recognize Vice Chair Byrd to share some very sad news with us.
Thank you, Chair Jacobs, for allowing me this moment of privilege. I just wanted to share a few words about a teacher that we lost this past summer. For 30 years, Paul P. Peters was a valued member of the OCPS family, sharing his passion for history with thousands of students. He started out in alternative education in 1996 at Lakeview Middle, transitioning to social studies there in 1999. In 2001, he transferred to Gotha and made the jump to high school in 2003, spending the next 21 years at Apopka High School. In addition to teaching social studies to the Blue Darters, he was also a dedicated sponsor for the Student Government Association and a great friend to Apopka mascots Dewey and Daisy. The impact that he had on the school and on all of us is immeasurable. Mr. Peters passed away on July 8th at the age of 56 after a long illness. We have some of his dear friends here tonight, including our high school, Apopka High School principal, Mr. Heinz, who's here as well. And I believe that Member Douglas and Chair Jacobs both had children that were taught by Mr. Peters. And I think Member Douglas wanted to say a quick word.
Definitely. Member Douglas, you recognize.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that Mr. Peters was my son's favorite teacher, and he went to see him at the hospital until the day passed, actually. He wants to make sure that he was secure, and my son is Nate Douglas, and it's been, thank you so much for really, truly honoring Mr. Peters. He's been a giant in the Apopka community.
Thank you. He really was a giant, and I appreciate you saying that. This summer, when he passed away, the words of adoration within the community, all over social media, and heartbreak all over social media, was just crazy. Everyone really loved him, and he just had such a passion for kids and for Apopka. It was just, he was a great person. So I'm happy to be able to honor him tonight, and I would like for everyone to join me in a moment of silence in Mr. Peters' honor this evening, followed by the pledge. Thank you.
And now for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Before we move on, I did want to comment very briefly. You said he was your son's favorite teacher. I think he was probably everybody's favorite teacher. Most of you all know I have 4 kids that all went through Orange County Public Schools. Every time I say kids, I'm like, okay, I should clarify, they're in their 30s, one's pushing 40, so they're still my kids. But, you know, with that many kids, you can imagine how many teachers they had. And there's only a handful that I knew and whose name is kind of just always etched in my brain. And Mr. Peters was one of those. So, yeah. There's a couple of others that were etched in my brain for some other reasons. With 4 kids, they weren't always angels. We certainly had some rough moments, and there were a few teachers that paid the price for my kids' teenage years. But they all, as far as everybody lived, we all good, and it all ended well. My kids are teachers, are good. I mean, they're good people, and the teachers all survived them. So there you go. Next, I just want to check real quickly on where we are on the agenda, and then I want to move into some recognitions. So, Dr. Vasquez, do you have any changes for the agenda?
No, Madam Chair, there are no changes to the agenda.
All right, thank you. With there being no changes, is there a motion to adopt the agenda as published? Member Ferrand, with a motion, is there a second?
Second.
This is so funny. Member Douglas, second. The audience does not know why this is an issue here. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Usually the sound comes from the left, and I can never figure out which one, so I'm looking to the left, and it came from the right. Okay. All right, we have a couple of recognitions to celebrate, and the first one, I am so proud to be able to share this honor. It's an honor for our very own Deputy Superintendent, Mike Armbruster, another name that I definitely knew from my kids, and nothing but positive, and I hope that the same is true of his experience, and if not, I don't want to know about it. But Dr. Armbruster, if you'll come out in front of the dais, and I'll come down in just a minute with this Certificate of Excellence. So as many of you know, Dr. Armbruster has always been a fierce advocate for our career and technical programs, particularly agri-science. He previously earned a state honorary degree from the Florida FFA, which was previously known as the Future Farmers of America, for his unparalleled support of agri-science. And now I'm thrilled to announce that he has been selected to receive the honorary American FFA degree from the National FFA organization. That is the highest honor they can bestow upon an individual. The National FFA organization is a youth organization for middle and high school students that provides leadership, personal growth, and career success training through agricultural education. The award recognizes leaders who have gone far beyond daily contributions to make an extraordinary long-term difference in the lives of students and the future of agricultural education across our nation. In 2018, when Dr. Armbruster was Associate Superintendent for Career and Technical Education, OCPS expanded agri-science to every high school in the district. And today, we're on our way to having agri-science in every middle school as well. Dr. Armbruster will officially be presented with this medal and plaque at the 98th National FFA Convention and Expo in Indianapolis later this week. Dr. Armbruster, congratulations on behalf of OCPS, the students whose lives you've enhanced, and on behalf of this whole board.
Are we getting the
She said, "Don't block your name." Don't block your name. Big smile, big smile. Anyone from the audience that wants to join? No, they're good.
He's like, done with the pictures, done with the pictures.
Oh my gosh, Mike, that's great.
right, I did see something I've never noticed before. Dr. Armbruster kept turning around and looking this way. I think he might have actually been a bit bashful for a moment. I've never seen that. I've never seen that side of Dr. Armbruster. Okay, as I mentioned, we are celebrating other exceptional employees as well. Each board member may choose 2 employees to recognize at their designated meeting. And tonight, I'd like to recognize Board Member Ferrand to come down to the podium and share with us a little bit about her honorees.
Oh, you know what? Hold on, I need my paper.
Oh,
I thought I was at the podium. Oh dear. Okay. Thank you guys all for being here tonight. Super excited. Tonight, I'd like to shine a huge spotlight on one of the brightest lights in our district at Stonewick Elementary, music teacher Darlene Grande. Miss Grande, would you come forward that we could honor you and recognize you? For 22 years, Miss Grande has been a true leader with her journey taking her from Frangus Elementary to 3 Points Elementary and Eagle Creek Elementary before building a phenomenal music program at Stonewick when it opened in 2022. Miss Grande leads with integrity and a high standard of educational excellence. I know this because the number of students in her school choir grows each year, now numbering more than 75 students. This is elementary school, which is amazing. Under her direction, these students shine, performing at incredible events like the Orlando Magic and Orlando City Soccer Games, and for the Give Kids the World event. And who could forget the spectacular mini Broadway shows she directs each year, like Beauty and the Beast Jr. or Finding Nemo. Her work was recently highlighted as well by Spectrum News 13. And just to throw it out there, my kids ask all year, when do we get to go and visit the Stonewick productions, because they love going and they love seeing what is happening at Stonewick. So they're amazing. Miss Grande, thank you for your commitment to our students. You help them take pride in their work and music arts, and today I honor you.
I can always tell it's small. Big smile. Big smile again. Look happy. Thank you.
And I have one more amazing spotlight tonight. I am pleased to recognize an exceptional teacher at Boone High School, Mr. William, as Bill, as he likes to be called, Mr. Daniel. And Mr. Daniel, would you come forward to be recognized tonight? Mr. Daniel is the director of the National Academy of Finance Honors Magnet at Boone High School. Mr. Daniel, who exemplifies a commitment to excellence and he has been with OCPS since 1993. For 15 years, he has served as the liaison between Addition Financial and the school, overseeing the operations of the credit union's Boone branch. I love that we have these little banks within our high schools where the kids can learn, and pretty amazing. Every year, he also runs the IRS Volunteer Income Tax Assistant Program at Boone, a role that includes training the volunteers. Also something that community members tell me they absolutely love. It's a benefit to the community. He has set a high standard of education in his classroom, ensuring his students graduate with the tools and skills needed for a successful life after graduation. I often hear from parents who share that their children were more challenged and prepared in his class than in any other course leaving high school, with a knowledge of finance superior to their peers. Mr. Daniel, thank you for your service and your unrelenting commitment to high-quality education. You are making a huge difference, and tonight I honor you. We'll give you a round of applause. And I have to make one little note that I love, that I just realized too recently, about a week ago, that Mr. Daniel is married to Miss Daniel, who was my youngest kindergarten teacher. So we love you too, Miss Daniel. You are amazing.
Sure, why not? There we go, good. Look happy, hold on. And support people?
Yeah, you want. I mean, she doesn't have to.
Yeah, we already talked about it.
It's good. Oh,
She's fine. Good, big smile again. Perfect, thank you.
Bye again. Okay, and next we're going to hear from Member Douglas.
I'm not as tall as.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Just,
That's okay.
all right.
Thank
have
you, Chair
one
Jacobs.
year left on this board, and my
Hello,
one
hello.
request is before I leave,
Hello.
I want this thing to work for me. Thank you. There we go. I'm supposed to lower and raise the podium when somebody comes up, and I apparently do not have a pulse.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'd like to take a moment to introduce Isabella Tessa Matos, a senior at West Orange High School in my district. Isabella is my social media intern, and she's already begun to work on my social media accounts and learn about how OCPS connects with our followers online. I can already see that she's a quick learner, and I can wait to see what she can teach me as well, right? I teach you, you teach me. Yeah. Good. Our internship program is funded through a grant from the Orange County Government Citizens Commission for Children. During the 24-25 school year, including summer 2025, 188 high school students participated in the program as paid interns, including 79 interns working across 5 different OCPS departments. We are proud to support these students as they gain real-world experience and contribute meaningfully to our schools and community. Isabella, welcome to OCPS and welcome to being my social media intern.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Isabella Tezamatos, and I'm a senior at West Orange High School. And I'm so excited and honored to be part of the first ever round of social media interns here at OCPS, representing District 4 and Douglas, and she made sure to include in my speech where we always expect more. I'm also here tonight with my mom, Deborah Tezamato. She's over there standing. And there's no better time to introduce her as October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and she's standing here as a survivor. When I moved from Windermere High School to West Orange High School, she was the first to remind me that it doesn't matter where I go to always do my best. So when signing up for classes at West Orange, we have a program called the Executive Internship where students get to shadow administrators. Since I was new to the school, I asked Principal Turner to be his intern because I didn't know any other admins yet. Later on, it became a whole thing where I started doing his social media and became part of running the West Orange official social media account, where I also work alongside Zayden, the superintendent's intern. And from then on, it has been the best experience of my life, and I'm so grateful to be part of. My passion for social media is something I want to continue after high school. I'm currently enlisting in the National Guard, and I'm planning on doing ROTC in college in hopes to commission as a public affairs or intelligence officer in the Army. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to represent not only OCPS, but also Ann Douglas and everything she does for her district. Thank you.
And by the way, you're doing a great job representing young women. So we're so proud of you, so proud of you.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. We have one more recognition. Member Felder, you're recognized.
Good evening. It is indeed my pleasure to introduce to you a woman who I've known for a very, very long time. I've known her not only as a member in my community, but her work. I don't care what kind of historical event is going on. This woman would always be right there to chronicle everything that you're doing, and you know, whenever the time comes, and we don't look for it to be anytime soon, but I'm hoping somebody's in place to catch all of those pictures, because she has every kind of event that has happened in the community involving people of color, my community. She has it all on pictures, so I'm so grateful for her participation in that area. I'd like to call her up. Her name is Mrs. Mary Maxwell. She is a retired, yes, please come up. Mrs. Maxwell is a retired OCPS educator who began her career right here in the district back in 1974, from teaching assistant to coordinator at Orange Center Elementary. Her deep commitment to education laid a powerful foundation. Today, Mrs. Maxwell remains a driving force, and she really is, in parent engagement at both Jones High and Orange Center Elementary. She is deeply committed, a committed community leader, serving as a valued member of the Lift Orlando Board, which is working to shape Orange Center and the West Lakes community for the future. She is also the former first vice president of the Orange County branch of the NAACP. Mrs. Maxwell, thank you for your ongoing service to our students, our schools, and our entire community. And I just want to put this in. When I was running for school board in 2020, Mrs. Maxwell, she and another person in my community, when they had to stand in those long lines to vote, because she said, Vicki, we're going to make sure everybody that needs to vote is there. She bought all of these extra waters because it was so hot. And she made sure that people had water at a lot of the voting areas in my district. And I want to thank you for that, Mrs. Maxwell. We're honored to recognize you tonight. And we're going to take a photo, and I have a little token of appreciation for you. all that you've done. Thank you, Mr. Maxwell. Oh, I know, but I'm gonna give it to you because you don't want it, but I'm gonna give it to you. And I'm telling you, if I'm doing something, turn around and say, you're gonna take a picture. She'll tell me, picture time.
Big smile again. Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, hang on, Frank. Hang on. I see we have at least one person in the audience who wants to get in this picture. Ed, get up here.
Yes. Come on, guys.
Well, it's either sometimes we take it down. These things to make up our mind.
That's right. Just so I know who she is. Big smile again. Hold on. And then my assistant.
Okay, and I think that was our last recognition for the evening. So if you were here for recognitions, you are welcome to stay for the fun meeting, or you are welcome to go right now and enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you all for coming.
Madam Vice Chair,
Yes.
we still have 2 administrators.
Oh, okay, so sorry. Oh, yes, that's my fault. I see it now. Dr. Vasquez, do we have any newly appointed administrators to present this evening?
I saw the look of panic, like, what? So we're delighted that we have 2 new assistant principals being appointed this evening. The first one is Christopher Brian Langley, who is currently a dean at Conway Middle, but will be the new assistant principal at Evans High School. Congratulations.
She was going to go first. Okay. Good evening, school board members, superintendent, Dr. Vasquez, deputy superintendent, Dr. Armbruster, the high school office, and of course, Principal Nelson Warren. Thank you for this opportunity to serve at Evans High School. I'm truly grateful to be a part of the Pine Hills community, and I'm excited to collaborate with my new colleagues in nurturing the minds of our scholars. I extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone who has guided and uplifted me in my journey. To my supervisors back in Volusia County, your invaluable encouragement has shaped my path. And to my family, especially my mother and Destiny, your love, appreciation, and unwavering support mean the world to me. And lastly, I want to express my gratitude to my home for the past year, Conway Middle School. Mr. Bing and his remarkable staff have inspired me in their kindness and dedication. To my Falcon family, thank you for your support as I embark on this new journey as a Trojan. I'm sincerely grateful for each of you. Thank you.
Next, we have Annabelle Guzman, who is the instructional coach at Village Park Elementary, and she's going to be the new assistant principal at Sadler Elementary.
Thank you, School Board, Dr. Maria Vasquez, Dr. Armbruster, and Dr. Jones for this incredible opportunity. I am deeply honored to begin this journey as the assistant principal of Sadler Elementary. This milestone would not be possible without the support and belief of many important people in my life and professional journey. To my parents, thank you for always believing in me, believing and being my cheerleader. instilling in me values of hard work, responsibility, and love. But most of all, thank you for sharing me and turning me into the adult I am today. I hope I'm making you proud, and I know you two are watching from heaven. To my husband and my children, you're the most important part of my life. Your unwavering support through both the good days and the challenging ones, especially through Masters, means everything to me. Thank you for being part of this journey. I love you, and we have been part together, and I celebrate this accomplishment with you. To my former principal, Dr. Aleli Vasquez, thank you for opening doors in my professional journey, for believing in me, and for leading me with passion and love for children and others. You built the capacity to become a leader and gave me opportunities for growth through different positions and tasks while you led with love. Your example fed my desire to serve others, and I'm blessed to call you my friend. To my Village Park Elementary family, to my girls in my leadership team, to my assistant principal and my principal, Mr. Morosetti. Thank you for helping me grow and for walking this journey with me since we opened the doors of BPE. I know our Dragon Scholars are in great hands and will continue to rise to every occasion with your leadership and your magic makers guiding them. I will miss you dearly. I left with tears today, but I am happy and grateful, with a big, grateful heart, knowing the job was done and that relationships were built and they will last for many years. And last but not least, to my new principal, where is she? Oh, Principal Rachel Mott, and our new principal leader, Ms. Hankerson. Oh my God, I'm shaking. Thank you for believing in me and for offering me this new opportunity. I am excited to support Principal Mott and the Sadler family, where our teachers and staff believe in every child. In our Mustang Scholars, we achieve every goal, because at Sadler, excellence is the only option. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you and welcome as part of the administrative teams, both of your schools. And we're proud to have you and excited for what you'll do in those leadership roles. Congratulations. And I believe we're going to have you come forward so we can get a picture. Welcome to Evans. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Slide down a little bit, and when your arms are up, your jacket puckers. So just there we go. You can be out like a penguin, but don't and just pull your jacket down. You'll thank me later. Good. Big smile. Look happy. Big smile. Look happy again. One more. Good thing this side. Assistant. Good. Thank you. Congrats.
And now, if you were here for recognitions, you may enjoy the rest of your evening. Okay. All right. At this time, I would like to call on Principal Nicole Campbell, who is representing the Orange County Association of School Administrators this evening. Hello, Ms. Campbell. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, school board members, Vice Chair Byrd, Superintendent Vasquez, Deputy Superintendent Armbruster, and staff. I'm Nikki Campbell, Okasa High School representative, and it's a pleasure to be here with you tonight. Our shared vision that every student graduates inspired and prepared for a thriving future continues to guide the work we do in our high schools every single day. Across Orange County, our student services teams are meeting individually with every student to review their progress towards graduation and, just as importantly, to talk about their goals for the future. These conversations are helping us ensure that every student not only walks across the stage, but walks towards a meaningful next step, whether that's college, career, or service. I know there's been recent discussion about Zello, and I want to share what it looks like from the high school perspective. At Lake Nona and at all of our high schools, we are on Zello daily. Zello is a comprehensive college and career readiness platform that allows students to explore interests, set goals, and map out academic pathways that align with their future aspirations. For students, it's engaging and personal. They can research careers, colleges, and training programs all in one place, while building their 4-year academic plan. Many of our students are spending extra time in Zello, truly reflecting on their passions and planning their next steps. They're excited, and many of us wish we had a tool like this when we were in high school as well. For teachers and counselors, the benefits are just as powerful. Zello provides a consistent district-wide platform that unites us around one shared system, allowing educators to easily monitor progress, guide conversations, and ensure every student is on track. It has streamlined communication, improved consistency, and deepened engagement between staff and students. As a principal, Zello has also transformed the way I connect with students and families. It allows me to have richer, more meaningful conversations, not just about academics, but about each other's students' hopes, interests, and future plans. It also gives me a valuable data on what students want to do and where they want to go. That insight helps me tailor opportunities at our school, whether it's field trips, guest speakers for teaching, or college and career presentations. I can now be intentional and strategic, aligning our programming with what students are genuinely interested in. It's a powerful tool for planning and support. Now we're expanding this work by hosting parent informational nights at our schools. These sessions give families a chance to see the power of Zello firsthand and to understand the many opportunities available for their children's future. As high school leaders, we are truly excited about how this aligns with our mission and how it propels us towards our vision. Together, we are ensuring that every student in every high school across Orange County is not only prepared to graduate, but inspired to thrive in what comes next. On behalf of the high school principals and OCASA, we would like to thank you. Thank you for this resource. Thank you for your continued support, your dedication to our students, and the work we all share in building a brighter future for every learner in Orange County. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so great to hear. I know I was very excited about Zello, but it's great to hear that administrators are excited, and most of all, that you said that students are engaged and they like it too. So very excited. Thank you so much for sharing that. Next, I would like to call on Clinton McCracken.
No, Madam Chair.
No?
Not speaking.
No one else? Okay. All right, so we are on to strategic plan, correct? Okay. Next, we have our strategic plan update. So Dr. Vasquez, you are recognized.
This evening, we have our yearly school safety specialist update that's being provided by our very own Chief of District Police, Brian Holmes, who promises he is going to stick to the script. He this year you're going to see some additional recommendations. You know, that's all kidding aside. Safety is our number one priority. We are so thankful that our district is able to have a district police that allows us to really ensure that our facilities are safe. We have great partnerships with the existing agencies across the different municipalities. And it's because of that dedication to student safety, it is because of those partnerships that we have schools where our children and our employees and our families can feel safe. So I'm going to turn it over to Chief Holmes.
Dr. Vasquez, that was excellent. I think we can just wrap it up and go from here. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, and of course, Dr. Vasquez. Yes, this is the School Safety Specialist Annual Update. We've included this slide because we never really want to forget the tragic loss of life at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School on February 14th, 2018. In light of this, I think it's safe to say both the state of Florida and, needless to say, Orange County Public Schools continue to make safety and security a top priority. Here's our agenda tonight, but just as a reminder, the superintendent is required by state statute to appoint a school safety specialist. As she mentioned, I am currently serving the district in that role. The school safety specialist is responsible for all school safety and security personnel, policies, and procedures for all public schools, including charter schools. The school safety specialist is required to annually update the school board in a publicly advertised meeting, that's why we're here tonight, on matters associated with safety and security of our schools. As always, we want to credit both past and present school boards and the superintendents for their support of school safety and security programming. Just to quote Dr. Vasquez, keeping our students and staff safe is our top priority. Let's talk a little bit about the new legislation, Senate Bill 1470, and I'm going to make it short and sweet. We have met or exceeded these new statutory requirements. It was a light bill this year. I was very pleased that they did that. Just for a little update on some of the things they've included, they've required us to establish what they called exclusive zones and non-exclusive zones at our schools. Just to help you understand what that really means is if you can walk from a public sidewalk to a barrier, a fence, a locked door at a school, you have just reached that exclusive zone. Anything beyond that, you're in it. All right? So we have to unlock that door, allow you in that gate for you to come into that exclusive zone. That's where school is in session. Also, for the non-exclusive zones, if you're on school property but outside of it, for example, athletic fields, parking lots, places of that area, you are in the non-exclusive zone. Again, this change reduced the numbers of exemptions that I had to write as your school safety specialist for every gate and every door that we were going to allow access to a school. So if there was a gate leading into the parking lot of the school, I had to write an exemption on that. Now that it's a non-exclusive zone, I don't have to write that and put it in the FSSAT. That's a lot of detail, but I was pleased, and this was a good change. They also changed the campus access requirements now only apply from 30 minutes before school through 30 minutes after school is out. That was a great change because they had requirements that went 24/7, 365 that schools simply were not able to achieve, yet it was in the statute. So that was a great change. Another good one was they said that substitute teachers must now be provided with all district school safety and security procedures prior to working in a school. You think that would be something that districts would already do? We did. We worked closely with Kelly Services, provided that to them, and we continue to do so. And last but not least in this area, county sheriffs must now authorize each individual school guardian to work within their respective county. The good news for all school districts is that they have reciprocity in their training, but if they come to the county, they have to be checked out by the sheriff, make sure they haven't gotten in trouble at a previous district job, or even say, for example, now, private schools. They can serve in private schools, as guardians, so it's going to help the sheriffs and all of us stay on top of that stuff. All right, let's talk about some of the initiatives that we've been involved in here at OCPS. As you can see, we continue to review and work with you, the school board, on our policies and district police procedures to make sure they're updated. JICK, again, I think it was the 8th iteration of threats. We continue to conduct our required testing of emergency alerts and all of our emergency systems that we have at our schools. And needless to say, since we do quarterly updates and we have one on the agenda here tonight, we conduct our compliance inspections, which we've had our meetings already this month. We have onboarded our school-based threat management teams to the new Florida Department of Education, Florida Safety and Threat Management Portal, STMP for short. We also conduct what we call our dialogue with district police, where we update our schools, and we've expanded that to special sessions and other relevant topics to make sure they know what's going on with school safety and security and threat management. Our most exciting initiative is the expansion of our safety screening capabilities by adding a second detection canine onto the team. We picked her up today. Okay. There'll be a reveal. You'll get to meet her. She's adorable. No.
It's undercover.
To be frank, she needed to go to the vet, get her checked out, and she needed a bath. She's been living in a kennel, and she needed a bath. So we didn't want to bring her in, smelling like the kennel. So, yeah. So we can't wait, and we are looking forward to that opportunity. All right, let's talk about some of the physical security improvements that we have done to our schools. Now, forgive me for being cryptic, but I would be remiss to provide details of our security programming in a public setting with a lot of detail, right? That said, in an effort to ensure the proper placement of the safer area signages that we have at our schools, our district school safety and security team went to all schools and placed the signage in over 15,000 classrooms over the summer. Yes, 15,000 classrooms, and what we refer to as alternative instructional areas. The district also continues to implement design guidelines. We're working with facilities on that to improve school physical security and enhance access for law enforcement response to school campuses and classrooms during an emergency. And we talked about that during our update. And yes, I'm going to make this short and sweet because we've gotten all the way to our school safety specialist findings and recommendations pages. I do find that OCP is meeting or exceeding the requirements set forth by Florida state statutes, and the Florida Department of Education administrative codes. Our board policy JICK again has been updated to meet the latest policy requirements. We've also identified other physical security improvements to further secure each school while expanding access to both students and our first responders. We've also have school climate support programs that are widely implemented at our schools, and schools do conduct periodic surveys to support data-based improvements at our schools as well. We're going to continue as a recommendation from me to pursue technological solutions to further improve campus-wide communication during emergencies. We're working on a program right now. We expect to roll it out. I just sent the first emails on that to Mr. Howard and Roberto today on our plan to test that. We also plan to expand, and I recommend that we expand security cameras to reduce blind spots and campus exterior views. It's something we've been talking about for a number of years. I recommend that we continue expanding card readers at schools to improve authorized movement during the school day. We are working on that actively. I also recommend that we implement new school design guidelines to further increase physical security, again, and that first responder access, which we have done. I recommend, and this comes straight out of our SSRA, that we work on our intercom systems and again, add additional security cameras. Our schools are telling us through the SSRA, which they have to fill out at every school, that that's been a problem. It's been a problem for them, and I recommend that we move forward and work on that here at OCPS. And I also recommend that we continue to work with our OCPS government relations to seek increases in the funding for school hardening grants and our safe school allocation. It's woefully short. I mean, this year, I think $2.9 million, and we share that, but this is a school hardening grant with our charter schools. It started, they started out good and they just kept decreasing it. I mean, that's just a drop of money in the bucket of what we really need to do here at OCPS. Same thing with the allocation that we use to reimburse our agencies for our SROs, woefully short on what we actually spend on school safety and security. All right, just to wrap it up, school safety and security is important work, and I'm proud to serve with the people that I do in this area. We intend to honor the memory of the tragedy at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School by never letting up on the accelerator here. Please know that we don't just come up with these recommendations. Again, we get them from the SSRA that we receive from the schools. We also go to other districts and take a look at their best practices, try to bring them back here. One of the things we're going to plan on doing, we're going to do another pilot at a randomly selected school for a screening operation. All right? So heads up, that's coming. It's only at one school, but we're going to see if we can get it off the ground, run a pilot, and see if we can get everybody through in a timely manner. Again, thank you for your continued support of school safety and security and compliance. And I'll turn it back over to the superintendent for comments, questions, and any discussion that the board may have.
Thank you, Chief Holmes. Board members, we are ready for any comments or questions that you may have.
All right, thank you. Chief, thank you for a great presentation and the seriousness you take of your responsibility. Let me go first to Member Gallo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for this presentation. You and your team always do such a great job when it comes to the safety of our schools. Even before I became a board member in 2018, due to what happened at Sandy Hook, our district was so far above other districts in the terms of safety and what we are implementing. So kudos to you and your team and the district for all that hard work, because it's important that our students feel safe on our campus. I do have a very important question. What is our new employee's name?
Her name will be Kelly.
Kelly.
So Coco has a friend now, and her name is Kelly.
And what does Kelly look like?
She is
What color is Kelly?
She's a black Labrador retriever, and she's adorable.
Does Kelly like to swim?
We don't know yet. Remember, we just got her. She's actually imported from Hungary, and she has been trained to sniff out weapons. So I got to watch her do it, and she found 2 weapons in a very short period of time. She's very motivated, and again, she's adorable.
And does Coco like Kelly?
We don't know yet.
Oh, no.
We haven't introduced them.
I'm just saying, if Coco doesn't like Kelly, we may have an issue with Kelly. I mean, this is stuff that we need to know. These are important
I
questions.
think we'll be able to, we do have the code of civility, so I think we'll be able to work it out.
Okay, so now I have some real questions. First off, I'm in full support of the screening. I know there's metal detectors that do a better job, that we require less manpower. And I think in this day and age, when other districts are really moving forward to metal detectors, that it's important that we in Orange County try again. We need those metal detectors, especially at our high schools and our events, to ensure the safety of our students and our staff. The portal. So because they've been talking about a portal since this legislation passed in 2018. We finally have a portal. We had a meeting. FSBA had a meeting with Mr. Norris, the head of Safe Schools for the Florida Department of Education, and he was talking about the portal, and he was talking about the need for us to put in information into that portal or have that portal up to date with new students. And so I was asking the question about, because I guess it's incumbent upon the district to make sure the information is correct. And I said, what in the landscape that is public education now, what happens if we get a student that was a homeschool student or was a Florida virtual student or came from an environment that they can't tell us the behavior of that student? And he was really referring to students that have been expelled. So when students are being expelled, the new law states that we've got to put how they behaved into the portal, and then there's got to be another discussion to decide, will we let that student back in school? Is it safe to have that student come back on the premises? So I asked the question, well, what do we do if we don't have that information? What do we do if, in lieu of them going to positive pathways or it being a full exclusion, that we don't have the information? We don't know what their behavioral patterns look like. What do we do then as a school district to make sure we're adhering to the law? And he basically said, well, y'all need to decide that. So I guess my question is do we need a policy? Like, what will that look like? How do we handle that portion of it?
Everybody's looking to the right.
Right.
Madam Chair, may I?
Please, Mr. Palmerini.
We would probably need to do some work with that around the student code of conduct about how we would handle people entering in, what the circumstances are with respect to their entry, if we don't know with respect to what their behaviors are. And the other thing is, you all know that we have to look at is this kid, does this child have a IEP or a Section 504 plan? Are there certain things that would require them to be in certain educational environments or not? So all of that, we're going to have to look at all of those factors when we decide whether or not to bring it in. But I think that needs to be addressed in the code of conduct about how we would handle those students coming in.
So that it would go into the form of that versus a policy.
Well, remember that your code of conduct is adopted through our policy making process. So
Very, very true.
Yep.
Okay, I was just more because I know several students that have been expelled have chosen to go to the homeschool route or a different route where we can't monitor their behavior, so we don't know what that looks like. So I was just curious as to how the transition back into a traditional public school would look with the portal. So. All right, that's all I have. Thank you so much.
Dr. Vasquez, did you have something you wanted to add? Okay.
We do, when children are expelled, whether they choose homeschool or private school, we do have reentry meetings, and through that process, we ask a series of questions. Again, if a parent is not truthful and there isn't something that has involved police, we would not know, but we do put in place a transition plan. Sometimes there's even no contact contracts or clear backpacks, depending on what the offense was.
All right. Member Felder, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. Again, Chief Holmes, thank you so much for your team and the work that you all do in terms of trying to keep us safe. And Board Member Gallo, I do have some of the same concerns you have regarding the screening and so forth. You know, and I know, preaching to the choir, but we're living in some times that none of us could have anticipated that this is what we would be concerned about as a school board and as people working in public schools in terms of this kind of dire safety that we need for our students. One of the things I wanted to address, because I'm remembering as a teacher, again, finances probably will be a strong factor. I want us to make sure, Chief Holmes and company, that every camera that we have at our schools, that they're functioning and working. And this has been, you know, I've been out of the classroom since 2020, so this is 5 years later. May not be the same scenario. But I know for a fact in some of the situations, sometimes students knew what cameras were not working, and they chose to go to that area to fight. And you know, when students are fighting, it can become violent sometimes. And you know, that's just a real concern. And also, and I don't know, Superintendent, whether or not we can ask this question now or what, but the security. Going through the security, our students, and we can't afford to give everybody clear backpacks. You know, that's something we can't do right, and we don't have that kind of money to try to look and see what people got. But the security, I just think that if we can't do some of those metal detectors like they have at the airport, that's what I want. If we could afford those type of security things, just strip your neck and, excuse me, I'm sorry I said it over the thing, but I'm just hoping that with the cameras and with the boots on the ground, with our administrators and our SROs who have done, I think, remarkable jobs in our schools. They develop relationships with the students, and even if there's something going on, somebody's going to tell the SRO, and we've been able to combat some things, and we didn't have a Marjorie Stone Douglas situation or in any of our schools, Sandy Hooks. Thank God we've not had that. And I think it's due to the fact that we have good security and there's relationships. Our students have good relationships with administrators and our SROs. But I want to reiterate the cameras. If they're not working, what's the timeline to make sure they all are working, and what does that entails in terms of making sure that everything is on point, and the security. You know, the security screening when they go through. What I do enjoy the fact that we do have those random screenings. You know how sometimes the buses come in, nobody knows, and they said, Jim, everybody, teachers, everybody. Now I like that. I hope we never stop that. And I also like those, like when there's a shooter, and we have those like random experiences, and you have the real sound of the noise and all that.
Madam
I
Chair,
like that.
Member
Madam
Felder.
Chair, we're getting dangerously close to.
I am. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me just know that I appreciate the cameras, but I am serious about the security.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we got to really do that. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you.
That's okay. I could see John over there with his finger on the button, and it was, if we had a mute button for you, I'd been less worried.
I'm not going to tell the secret, though.
Okay, thank you. Member Felder, thank you. Okay, Mr. Pomerini, perhaps just for the audience benefit,
Yes.
the concern you have.
So, Madam Chair, and just for the audience's benefit, under Chapter 119, 119.07, subsection 3, for those keeping score at home, we have a security exemption for the methods and the techniques that we utilize to provide security. And the obvious reason being that we don't want anybody out there knowing our security protocols and then having the ability to go around them or to thwart them. So that's why we do not disclose those types of techniques within a public meeting. Obviously, I have great respect for you all asking your questions, but there are some times when it starts to it almost inched over into it with the dog, and whether or not the dog was, going to be sniffing for this, but I let that one slide for a second. But we do want to keep that secret from those folks who would do harm to our students. So that's why I got the itchy trigger finger there for jumping in. So.
All right, thank you. Member Ferrant, you're recognized.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Chief Holmes. I feel like I can sleep good at night knowing that you're in charge of our safety and security. You do such an exceptional job with the whole team, and just hearing that your team was out putting up the signage in all 15,000 plus classrooms over the summer, that's a huge plus. These are all concerns that came to the board, things that were coming, teachers maybe having issues with that, or reasons why there was maybe a failure of different complying. And so I just love that you guys are always just going above and beyond. What can we do to help everybody pass these little tests, if you will? But I also want to say I'm super thankful to the state as well with the new Senate bill, the 1470. It helped us eliminate certain restrictions that were, while still maintaining safety, but helping us make things run smoother on the school grounds. So that was really, I feel like, a huge plus for all of us. Excited for the new K-9 to be here. Every time I'm out at a school and Coco is at the school, she's not really, or it's a she or he? Female. It is a she, okay. So I always have boy dogs, so I always say, hey, but, it could be Coco and be a boy. The name is neutral. So every time I'm out at a school and she's out there doing her job, the kids, they see the dog and they just kind of go at ease. She's there. It's like a friendly little buddy to see, kind of like an emotional support pet. So it's a great way to bring in security, but in kind of a, subtly. I love that. So the physical security improvements, extremely happy with the card reader pilot that we have been undergoing. Last year, I think all of us were like in a panic as all the schools were trying to comply with the state statute, and got a little crazy, especially, elementary schools, not so much, but some of our high schools. So really thankful for that. I hope we can extend that everywhere and, all the schools that we need it. And, the one thing I have to say, it seems like everything that the state comes out with, OCPS is already on it or ahead of the game. And so that is truly due to your leadership. And I thank you for that. And excited to just continue having some of the safest schools in, I believe, the country. So thank you.
Thank you, Member Ferrant. And, we take it for granted that we have our own police department. And so many school districts don't have that. Yeah. And I remember back when OCPS decided to do that, at the time I was thinking, wonder why they're doing that. It just sounded just a little unusual. And now I sit here and think of how incredibly fortunate we are to have a police department, a chief that is solely focused on nothing but this school district. And I'm not saying that outside law enforcement wouldn't take it as seriously, but it would be a part of a much larger responsibility. And there should be no greater responsibility than to take care of our kids and keep them safe. So to whoever was part of that decision, I know Dr. Vasquez had to have been, but before your, well, not before her time, because she was AP of my kids' elementary school, so she was here. She might just not have been making that decision. But anyway, I do think it makes us a better district. Absolutely, a better, safer district.
We have a great department, a great team of people.
Oh my gosh. No kidding.
And not just our sworn or non-sworn that just pour themselves into this place.
I know.
They're very impressive.
I know. It's really, for the public, I wish they could know these people, because we have got really, really, really strong expertise. And some of it is, I think we can thank the FRS system, because some of law enforcement were able to retire a little younger than most people retire. And Chief Holmes has done a really good job of picking up some, like I said, just remarkable people.
As you can see by the administrative gray hair I have, I'm a little long in the tooth, so.
Yeah. No, but
we'll work on
that expertise is irreplaceable and indispensable. And it is what I'm absolutely confident that we are a much, much safer district because of it. And to every one of them, please, I'm just amazed at not just how professional they are, but how engaged and really a part of the district beyond just the law enforcement aspect. So just kudos, you're doing a phenomenal job. All right, nobody else wants to speak, so we're going to move on. And I know the superintendent tried to keep your comments to a minimum, but I think we've exceeded your presentation by threefold. So she knows better than to try to reel this board in, because that's hopeless, right? Okay, you're done. Let's go on to, I think we're on consent agenda. Do we have any speakers on consent agenda? All right, we have no speakers. If there's no comments or questions from board members, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Motion by Vice Chair Byrd. Is there a second? Second by Member Vanos. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. That takes us to item 1701. And Mr. Palmerini, before we take that issue up, do we have any members in the public to speak to this issue?
Yes, we have 4 members who have registered and checked in to speak.
All right, thank you. Want to introduce our first speaker?
Yes, your first speaker is Salima Simmons.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you'll do, since we do have speakers, you're okay, you got this. We're all friends.
Somebody has to go first. Go up there with them.
Okay, I know we're going to have to, it's going to be all we can do, but no clapping. Nobody's going to think about booing or hissing. But if you like what she has to say, you can give us 1 thumb up. If you love it, you can give us 2 thumbs up. If you don't like it, get out. No, give us a thumbs down. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Again, my name is Salima Simmons. I am a parent at Orange Center Elementary. I was a previous parent before and had to remove my son just due to how the school was treating him and I. I didn't feel like we were being treated fair. I also didn't feel like it was a place for him to grow. Since the start of this school year, my daughter has been enrolled, and I feel like the school has did a 360 change. I love Principal Albert. I love my daughter's current teacher, Ms. Howell. I feel like she is developing very, very well. She's adjusting very well. I was very nervous about, switching her from her previous school, but I feel like the changes that the school has implemented has been very helpful and very inviting to the parents of the community, which I think is very important. We talked a lot about safety, so I want to feel safe. I want to feel, like my teacher for my child actually cares for her, and I feel that now. So, yeah. Thank you.
The only clapping, the only people who did not follow the rule was to my left and my right. Just great job. No, it doesn't work that way. We're allowed. We make the rules, we break the rules. That is not how this works. So, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, my hands went together. Okay. All right, next speaker.
Your next speaker is Imani Brooks.
Okay. Welcome. I'm going to try. Okay.
Okay. I can just speak. Hi. Good evening. My name is Imani Brooks. I am also a parent of a kindergartner at Orange Center Elementary, and I am a resident of the 32805. Thank you. I am sure. I'm a resident of 32805, that neighborhood, and I'm also a staff member of Lift Orlando. So I'm coming from a couple of different angles. I have a 5-year-old son named Xavier, who has who has special needs. However, we have been in the 32805 neighborhood for over 6 years. That is where he got his educational start, right at the West Lakes ELC. He spent 5 years there, graduated, was part of that first class. And once he got 5, I realized I got very nervous. And I'll be very honest with you, it was because I did not feel I had a lot of choices of quality education in my neighborhood. So what I had to do was enroll him into a private school at the time. I will let you know my son has been to 3 kindergartens in 1 year. We have just landed at Orange Center Elementary because I realized that it was bigger than just the classroom and the academics. It was about the village. I really needed that village that Lyft has provided for us there. And it literally, to me, is that true example of cradle to career. And I just feel like with the support that can continue for the education in that area, specifically to Orange Center Elementary School, I will not have to worry year to year about what my child's education looks like. And I don't have to drive outside of my neighborhood to get it. And I don't have to go to a private school. And I just really appreciate the work that's being done in the partnership.
Oh, thank you so much. Boy. I know, right? And we have a personal witness apparently in Dr. Vasquez. She said Xavier is just so cute.
He was coming back from a field trip, if I'm not mistaken. I was visiting the school actually with one of the members from the state board, and happy as could be, coming in, telling me about the field trip. So,
Okay, now the board knows what it's like to be in the audience when you're not supposed to clap, because I'm okay, as Frank would say, you know who you are. All right, next speaker.
I apologize in advance, Audiana Hogues.
All right, Miss Oates, you want to help us out with your name? How do you really pronounce
You got
it?
it close. Atiana Hogues.
Atiana Hogues?
Yes,
Okay,
Atiana
thanks.
Hogues. I like to say that I am also a proud parent of Orange Center, as well as a new employee for Orange Center. I would say that I really appreciate Ms. Albert, because my son was also VBK, which is 2 years ago. It was a lot of transition, what was going on with him. And we had ran out of options of school to send him to. So I ran into Miss Albert when I did the school tours. And I was explaining to her about my son, because I was actually going to homeschool him from kindergarten last year. And she was like, let me work with him, give us a chance. We're going to help him. We're going to get him better, get him the support that he needs. I'm sorry, guys. So kindergarten was a very rough start for him, but I can say going into first grade this year compared to last year, I was at the school almost every single day. Just lots of phone calls. And this year I can say that he's achieved above and beyond. He's a lot better. And I asked Miss Albert, because I actually moved out of the district. I come all the way from Kissimmee. And I had asked, what can I do to keep my kids here? And she was like, do the STEM program, apply for the seats. And I did that. And then we just did the meeting with Lyft Orlando with the transition that's been brought up. And, I really thank God, because I couldn't really find a junior high to send my oldest to. So just knowing that this transition is possibly going to happen, it opened up doors for my kids to continue to be there. Like I said, I'm definitely a proud parent. I have 3 children there. Next year I have 2 more there. So I have a large family. So I thank you, and that's what I have to say.
All right, don't walk away. So you're a new employee there?
Yes.
So tell us about that.
So I'm the school health assistant, and I kind of just skipped over that part. That actually came about because I work for Avid Health. That's what I used to have worked for, and I came in with like late nights, and Miss Albert seemed like just exhausted. I'm just like, I just need somewhere that works in my kids' school schedule. I couldn't find like another job to transition to. And over like the past year coming to now, she's like, just let me see what I could do. Let me help your family. So she's definitely, I can agree, she's definitely a village. She's all about the support of family and her staff. And her as well is like number one. Like her words to me is always, how can I help you? What do you want me to do? What doors can I open? Who can I call? So it's definitely been a blessing. As well as my last thing to say is, to conclude all of this, how this all came about is because I came from being homeless. We have been homeless 3 years here in Florida. So I really thank Miss Albert for just the transition with my kids being in school. And being in school, And we actually got our house this February. So just being homeless
okay. How do you
and
not
now having to attend school, it definitely, yes, it definitely helped a lot. I was not prepared to speak to you guys. I haven't been in front of the board since junior high, but I think Travis from Lift Orlando, he just said, go tell your story. So here I am.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for sharing. Hey, I get an assist there. The only reason we got that is I asked that question. Okay? Inquiring minds, and now there's not a dry eye up here. Wow. Oh, man. That was a beautiful story even up to that point. Oh, my gosh. See, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Do we have any other speakers?
Unique Brooks.
You make us cry too. Right. I'm not sure how I'm going to follow that.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
So yes, good evening. My name is Unique Brooks. I am a new resident of 32805, having just gotten married and moved down here this summer.
It's like, it's slow motion. Thank you, I'm sorry.
So when I moved here, I was only looking at sending my daughter to, I have a 6-year-old, I'm a parent at Orange Center Elementary as well. She's in 1st grade. I was only looking at sending my kid to a charter school. Having worked for a nationally recognized charter school, Harlem Children's Zone, not sure if any of you are familiar, but having the Cradle to Career model. So didn't get accepted into Orlando Science and others, learned about Orange Center and felt like this is absolutely where I needed to send my kid. Them having the STEM Magnet program and just other resources being poured into the school that I am typically used to. So I enrolled my daughter, I believe on a Tuesday. They had a back to school night that Thursday or Friday, and I met Miss Albert there. She already knew my daughter's name, knew exactly who her teacher was, so definitely grateful to have a principal like Miss Albert. But I think we've all learned over the years, student success is not only attributed to like what happens during the school hours or in the classroom. So very proud that Lift Orlando is playing a role in here and support and partnership, because we know, as as we just heard, it's about housing, right? It's about healthcare. It's about access to other opportunities and extracurricular things. When I worked at Harlem Children's Zone, their students were doing table tennis. They were doing actual tennis, gymnastics, just other things in the area that Harlem Children's Zone, other companies that Harlem Children's Zone would partner with. And I wanted my daughter to have access to those resources, so that's why I chose Orange Center. So definitely in support of Lift Orlando's public-private partnership with Orange Center. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Do we have any other speakers?
We had 2 that registered but didn't sign in, so I was just, can Anya Johnson and Sierra Platt? No. Then that would be it, Madam Chair.
Okay, so, the last speaker, one of the things that just really resonates with me, when I ran for the school board, I talked a lot about how years ago you would hear so much complaining from the school district and the teachers. There's only so much you can expect out of us. So much just, comes from what's happening in the home. And I remember those days, and it made sense. I had a friend who was teaching, and all the things that she said were true. But I also, along the campaign, talked about how the reality is the reality. We can't change what's happening at home, but we still have an opportunity. All those hours that kids are at school, far more hours of attention from adults than most kids, get at home. It doesn't matter how good your home is. You're just not awake and involved as much at home. And so I talk so much about it, don't make excuses. See it as an opportunity and make the most of that time that we have. I was, when I got elected, I was a little conflicted because I discovered that that's the culture that OCPS has. And so I was a little conflicted because I kept telling people that's what we needed, and then I got here and found out that's what they're doing. You'd think I would have known that. But still, the missing link still is what is happening at home. So no matter how we try, how hard we try, we're never going to get our students to the best place they can be emotionally, educationally, if we can't treat the whole family. And so we have some examples of that. As a county commissioner and county mayor, we worked with OCPS on a number of really successful models, and they were here and there. But what I love about this is I hear the one mom with 5 kids, and when I heard that you got a job, I was like, immediately, I love that, because if our moms can work in our schools and learn more and become more qualified for other opportunities, then what a big win-win. It's good for the mom, but it's even better for the kids, because not only is mom working, but mom is now a role model for those children, and dad is a role model. So that role model thing is so important. So anyway, what I see with LIFT is this great experiment to see if we can not just educate our kids, but if we can lift, and that's the whole reason it's lift the whole community simultaneously. And that's what excites me so much about this opportunity. And the other thing that excites me is the opportunity to repeat this over and over again, and to become the district in the country that the rest of the country wants to model. How did they do it? If they can do it, can we do it? And that's the goal, is we get this right, we do this district-wide, and it becomes a national model. And then I talk all the time about changing the trajectory of our future. We do it one person at a time. We do it one classroom at a time, one school at a time. We're the 8th largest school district in the nation. We have a real impact just right here. But imagine 10 years from now, if districts across the nation are going, we want to replicate that. Now we're talking about a national impact, okay? We're talking about a transformation of a nation. And I know that sounds big and lofty, but if you don't dream big and lofty, and if you don't go after big and lofty, you'll never get there. So you guys are the beginning of big and lofty. With that, let me call on Member Gallo. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to say this is a long time coming to get to the point where we're at, and this is the first public-private partnership that we're entering into as a board member, and I just couldn't be more thrilled. I think we heard from the speakers tonight that this is life-changing. Like, this is life-changing for this community. This is life-changing for these families, and you're right. Like, to go from cradle to career and follow it through with affordable housing and early learning and all the tenets that are so important to build a strong community. This school is needed. So I'm thrilled that that we're doing this. I see big things in store for this school, and I think this school will be the epicenter of really just lifting up the entire community beyond what LIFT has already done. At the end of the day, it's all about the students and the high quality education, and the students being in a safe, loving environment that just doesn't allow them to survive but thrive. And that is just so important. And I just couldn't be more happy. And I was reading over the MOU, and I love that it's focused on that community. It's focused first and foremost. That's the community we're going to serve, which means we'll probably pull from other charter schools. But knowing that they're going to be at this charter school and so well taken care of and have a STEM education, high quality, is just going to be life-changing. So I can't wait to see how this progresses. I can't wait to hear all the great things that come out of Orange Center. And I'm really proud of the district and this board for being innovative and brave enough to take this on where other districts might not. And I think it's important when we sit up here and we say we put kids first, that we kind of put our money where our mouth is. And I think that's what we're doing tonight. So I'll be voting up on this charter. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Felder, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. And for the parents who have come to talk about how pleased you are with our teachers and our principal, that means so much. You can't possibly begin to fathom what goes through a teacher's mind or a principal's mind to hear parents say how thankful and grateful that they are. And I will venture to say, for those of you that are listening on the air and in here, this is not something that is odd in Orange County. Let me tell you something. There's some great teachers here. There's some great principals here. And we have some great parents who really do care, and community workers who really do care about the welfare of their children. And I'm just so grateful that this has been, as Board Member Gallo said, this has been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. And when I took the trip to New York and to really see what the Harlem Kids Zone was doing, and we are so close to what they're doing. We're just not New York. We're the Little Apple. We're not as big as New York. Okay, we're the little orange. Okay, we're the orange. And the thing of it is that oranges are nutritional. They're wonderful. Listen, what I'm so excited about is that, remember Gallo mentioned it to me a while back. We can control the narrative, and we are. And as Chair Jacobson said, we will set a precedent. We will, and we should. And I know it sounds sexist, but I don't care. We got a board full of women. Listen, we always think out the box, baby. We always go beyond. We think out the box. We do. And so I'm so excited for what we're trying to do. Patience is a virtue for us as we embark upon this educational endeavor. And I'm so happy that community people are here, as well as the parents. And as the board member that represents Orange Center, I'm going to do my best to make sure members of my constituency are clear, that they have clarity as to what we're doing. And again, I want to thank the members of LIFT, because they met me a while back. The relationship is really grown. A lot better than it was when I first came on the board. Bridget don't have to tell me be nice anymore. And I'm just so grateful, but I want us to allow, as the Bible says, let patience have a perfect work. Nothing that's great is ever done overnight. It takes an effort. Faith without works is dead. So there must be work to be done. But we're here. We're here to do it. And I'm just grateful that I'm a part of what we're getting ready to do. I'm so thankful for that opportunity to be here, to be a part of this. And parents and Principal Aaron, listen, we're so thankful for your love for the children. And I'm going to say this in closing, and I've said it once before, but I'm going to say it again. The first time I met you, when I was on the board, your first year's principal at Orange Center, when the children got out for Christmas, every child that passed by her to get on the bus or in the car, she had a Christmas gift wrapped. So the teacher said, why we got it? She says, no, I want it wrapped so they'll have something to open up on Christmas Day. That spoke volumes to me, baby girl. When I saw you do that, I'm like, this little diva, my God. I was just it just did something to me. And I would venture to say we have a lot of principals like that in OCPS and teachers who love. And so I just want to thank the LIFT organization for having a vision, because Washington Shores is beautiful and District 5 is beautiful, and it is indeed where the talent resides. Thank you.
And on that note, all right, Vice Chair Byrd, you're recognized.
Okay, I will be quick. Thank you. I just don't know what else to say. Thank you for the vision. Thank you for the investment in our children. And I want to thank this board for, as Member Gallo said, the bravery to do this, because it's easy for there to be a lot of noise and a lot of objection and fear around charters, and I get it with good reason, right? But this is our opportunity to use these tools that this legislature has given us in our favor, for us to take control of it, for us to do what we know we need to do for our community, and for most of all, for our children, and to do what we know is best, and to not have it done to us, right? That's key here. And I think that that's the messaging that we need to continue repeating, is that we are taking a hold of this, and we are using it to our advantage and to our children's advantage. And we are doing what they need. And we're providing that missing piece that we talked about, and that it takes a village. And I love that the moms were talking about the village, because it is all about the village. When we want our kids to be everything they can be, we have to give them everything they need. And I believe we're doing that with this partnership. And I'm thrilled. I love what the chair said, that I want to see this replicated, and I want us to be the district that the rest of the nation looks at and says, look at what this school district did. Look at how they took this bull by the horns and partnered with all of these philanthropic organizations to create these villages around these schools to lift these children up. And look at the success they've had, and look at all the kids going to college and all these great results, right? All these achievement gaps closed. I want us to be the example that everyone else follows, and I think that we're there. And I also want to say, I remember having a conversation with Dr. Vasquez either before she was hired as superintendent or shortly after, where she said to me that she wanted, her biggest goal was to leave this district better, or to leave, or I think she said leave the district changed, or the community changed for the better. And I believe, Dr. Vasquez, that this is one of those things that you are achieving, that you're doing, that is going to leave our school district better. And I think more importantly, that this is going to change the community and this entire generation of children for the better.
Yeah.
So I want to really applaud you for that, and for your vision, and for your innovation here. Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Vice Chair. Thank you for bringing us back to that really important point as well. Member Ferran, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What is there not to love about this partnership? I'm so excited. I think for any parent out there that's watching and maybe wondering why we're all so excited, or why this even needs to happen, because that was one question. So just to kind of give a little bit of backstory, the whole reason that I see that it's necessary, if we remain as we are we cover the school, and LIFT comes in as just to come in and lift the community outside of the school, we can only go so far. But when we partner, and now LIFT can come into the school, they can partner within the school, the sky is the limit. And so that's why I think this partnership really needs to happen. One of my absolute favorite scriptures that my husband and I really live by, John 15:13, and it says, "Greater love has no man than this, that he lay down his life for a friend." And I want to thank you, Lift Orlando, but also Principal Aaron, all the staff. What you do daily, you're literally laying down your thoughts, your maybe a dream that you might have had, or different things that you would love to do, to say, what can I do to help a community, to give a kid the best day with their little gift going home for Christmas, or whatever it might be. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for truly being the hands and feet. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm so thrilled for this partnership. And I think all of us are itching to extend this partnership throughout Orange County, and to see where this could really go. I think how we have been going up to see the Harlem Children's Zone, I think people from New York are going to be coming down to see, how did you not just do it in one area, but actually extend it to your whole county? That is what I think is going to be the incredible feat that we do here. So thank you.
Thank you, Member Farrant. Member Vanos.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And here comes the mean school board member. No, I'll get to my comments, but I did have a couple of questions that I just wanted to ask. And before I start asking questions, I also want to say that we have had so many meetings with Lyft over the last couple of months. We had a work session 2 weeks ago where we went through a lot of questions and got answers. And so just encourage anyone who, this isn't the first time we're having this conversation. It's been years of investment and many meetings and questions. But one thing I did want to ask, though, is on the agreement that you sent out on, I think it's Article 5. It talks about expanding to the K-8. And I think in the MOU where we'd previously discussed, there was a consideration that, we would look at the funding available at the district level. And I'm just wondering where this agreement, I don't think has that same protection. So I'm wondering if funding is an issue, does this school sort of like get priority over other traditional schools?
Thank you, Superintendent?
Yeah, I'll start with some history, and then I'll defer to Mr. Palmerini and anyone from Lyft. So this partnership truly began over 10 years ago. I believe I was Chief Academic Officer, just stepping into those shoes, I believe. And at that time, Dr. Jenkins, my predecessor, recognized the value in partnering with community agencies to work together to improve the lives of our children. And in those initial conversations, we talked about it becoming a K-8. We talked about the benefits of the K-8, and then we talked about the ability to really provide those services in that one area. It was contingent upon the enrollment. And I know Dr. Jenkins had quite a number of conversations with you because we weren't seeing the enrollment increasing. And so Lyft improved the infrastructure, new families were able to move in, and so we slowly began to see that enrollment increase. And so I don't remember if it was the second agreement. We actually had dates when we were going to move it into a K-8. And then the enrollment wasn't quite there, so then we pushed it back. And so the original intent when we started many, many years ago was that it would be converted into a K-8. And I'll let Mr. Palmerini speak more to that.
So thank you, Madam Superintendent and members of the board. So Member Vanos, we had an agreement that this board agreed to in 2019, August of 2019, and then it was executed in 2020 that said that contingent on student enrollment, zoning, and there was some other provision in there, that we would move this to a K-8 starting in the 21-22 school year. And so, as Dr. Vasquez says, we didn't see the enrollment growth there. We now have seen enrollment growth. So, just for your information, the FISH capacity and FISH, I'm sorry for the acronym, the Florida Inventory of Schoolhouses, That's the calculation of what the capacity is of the building. Orange Center is currently 483 students, right? For a fish capacity. They have 440 students enrolled. And Lyft came to us, and I'm going to be quite candid, Eddie Martin and Mark Shamley and I had a conversation. They said, look, this has been a long-term goal. We've made commitments previously. We need to have some commitment with respect to the building. And so what we ended up agreeing to is if they get to within 10 students of the fish capacity, which is 483 students, it then triggers us to do a couple things. It's going to trigger us building the building. We would have to amend our capital plan to include this building within it. And then we would have to commit to funding the expansion for the grades 6, 7, and 8. That's going to be roughly around 717 to 720 students based upon 80 kids per grade level within Orange Centers, which is what we currently have. So this agreement would commit you all, having said that, and this is also contingent upon there being a successful conversion vote too. So I don't have any doubts that Lyft is going to be working the neighborhood and working with the families to ensure that there is a successful vote. But contingent upon a successful vote and contingent upon them getting, all right, I'm going to do a Popka High math, 33 more students at that school, it would then trigger us to amend our capital plan, and then it would commit us to building the building. So that's what this agreement would say.
And do we have the funding for that?
I believe that is something that we're going to amend in our capital budget, but I see the superintendent shaking her head in the affirmative, so.
No, to what you're saying.
Yeah.
That we would amend it.
Yeah, that we would amend, we are going to amend our capital budget to include it in the construction cycle. And my understanding is we do, in fact, have the ability to fund that building and the expansion.
Got it. Okay, thank you so much for that. Okay, so the other question I had, I saw in this agreement, it references the committee that Member Felder or her designee would be on, but I did not see, unless I missed it, but I don't think it was in there, for the NSI, the governing board for the school, that it would have 2 members from OCPS on that board. So is there just an agreement that would be in the charter agreement, or can you just give me a little more information on that?
So, yeah, I'll get the answer, but I think there's some explanation as to what the 2 different boards are. So you have NSI, which I believe is Neighborhood Schools Initiative Incorporated. That would be the governing board of the charter school. There's also an educational advisory committee that would be made up of folks in the neighborhood that would, and folks that Lyft would appoint then to advise the school on its educational initiatives. Member Felder, or the District 5 representative, it obviously is Member Felder now, would be the co-chair of that Educational Advisory Committee. With respect to the NSI board, Mr. Morrison said that there would be 2 members that we, as the school board, would appoint to that board. And I had conversations, one of numerous conversations I had with both Eddie and Mark, and said, do we address this in this agreement, or do we just, when the charter application comes in to convert, do we just address it there? Because as part of the charter application, they're going to have to identify members of the board. And Mark agreed with and said, let's just do it at the application stage. I see them shaking their head in the affirmative out there. They are obviously men of their word. And so, that was good enough for me. If they said, we'll address it in the charter contract, that worked for me.
Got it. And just to thank you for that explanation. I just want to make sure that we do continue the true partnership. And when you say that they have committed to that, I know that is valid. Like I mentioned in the work session, we had a 2020 memorandum of understanding with Lyft Orlando, and there were certain requirements in that agreement, and Lyft met every single one of them. And so that I think is extremely meaningful. So thank you for that clarification. Just a couple of more questions. One is, I understand that currently Florida law does not allow charter schools to be religious schools. Is that still true?
That is correct. After I looked that up today, it's both in the statute and it is in the model charter contract.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for checking on that. I will just say now, just to my comments, I want to thank everyone for coming today. I think I think one thing that, we've always, as this board and me personally have been in agreement with, is that a lot of our schools need more than just what happens in our school. And I appreciate what Lyft has done in the community to provide those supports. And I know we see this in other examples. I am Evans High School, flagship community partnership school, and that is important. It is important to have those to support our students in every way. So I really took to heart what some of the parents said about it being a village, and I think that is so important. And thank you to Lyft for providing that. And I appreciate your partnership in this school. I think my biggest concern from the beginning, and I'll say again that all of my concerns have been met with meetings and have been met with conversations. And that is another thing I appreciate about Lyft, is I've been upfront from the beginning that, I see some of the big picture with some of the charter schools in our state, and particularly the franchise charter schools that I don't think have the best interests of our students in mind at all. I think they are ways for different business entities to make profits, and they're very politicized. But I think in this case, so I had a lot of reluctance and reticence, and I appreciate the meetings that Mr. Shamley and Mr. Moreton took with me, and one of the reasons that people have said for why this is an important partnership is because private dollars don't want to invest in our public schools. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because they distrust public education. I don't know if it's because they're skeptical of the people that work in public institutions. But I think they're wrong, because I think our public schools are doing a really good job, and I think they are doing the most with the least. And I think my reluctance in this partnership is just that we reaffirm the misconception that our private businesses can't invest in our public schools directly. So I think that's really where a lot of my reluctance comes from, and I have shared that with Lyft, and I know that they'll continue to work with us to encourage our local businesses and to encourage our communities to invest in our public schools and to help us do, the best work that we can possibly do. And that did not stop when I was asking questions, just saying. And also, I know that that they've also committed to be advocates with us, to advocate for more funding for our public schools and to advocate for more flexibility for our public schools. I want to see what they can do as a charter and how not having the same restrictions that we have in our public schools can help our students. And I want to use that information and that data to help all of our students in our district. And so I really, really look forward to that. I also feel very confident knowing that Member Felder will continue to be involved, and she will continue to be a loud voice. And she will continue to represent her community. And so I feel really good knowing that she has been out there and she has taken the temperature for community, and she's taken that into account, and that she will be a strong voice to make sure that that we are always doing best by our students, and that we are continuing to build up our public schools, all of our public schools as well. So I think that's it. But thank you, and I appreciate it, and I look forward to voting for this.
All right, thank you. I'm going to call on Member Douglas, but it occurred to me for our newer board members, I think that might be the first time the timer went off. So we actually do have a 5-minute limit, and oh, okay. Oh, I see. I thought maybe, you needed to have some sort of special award for being the first one to go over the 5 minutes. But now I see it is Mr. Palmerini's fault.
Madam Chair, for the record, I didn't stop during the first question, but then I stopped during the subsequent questions. However, it is very hard when you're the one being asked the questions to stop and start the timer. I will endeavor to do better the next time.
Good point, and touche. Member Douglas.
Okay, I just want to say thank you so much, Member Vanes, for your insight over the negotiation between Orange County Public School and Lyft Orlando. Thank you so much for your inside, truly. And I just want to say thank you, Lift Orlando, for this opportunity for our parents and our kids. You know, you gave peace of mind to parents and quality education to our kids, and whenever possible, a job to our families. What else can we ask for? Okay, thank you so much. And thank you, Principal Albert or Aaron, whichever title is, okay? Aaron Albert, okay, good. For your leadership and your compassion, I can see it. You have a golden heart, and thank you, thank you, thank you. And I see that Orange Center is your baby. Yeah, it's your baby, and you want to stay there and continue the job. And thank you so much. And parents, please, talk to your children about Lift Orlando and what they have. They are the products of this great organization and what they do. Okay, just let them know, let them be aware and have that grateful heart for what Lift have done for them and for their future. I thank you so much. Continue the work, and just like I said, come to the District 4 where we always expect more. Okay, that's it. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Member Douglas. All right, before we take a vote, would either Eddie or would you like to say a few words? Of course, you know what they say, never talk past the sale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's hard to add anything to tonight. I'm incredibly grateful to the parents for being here, for sharing their hearts so vulnerably and real, for Aaron Albert, who is just as amazing as her reputation testifies, to Member Vanos for giving me a break from the tears. I really appreciate it. It was beautiful but hard as I get excited with you all about the potential for our community. I do think we are going to make history here together. I do think that our nation is watching, and I do think that we are going to host many other folks who are just as passionate about education in our future, who are going to come here to learn. And, I joke around, I wish we had 100 competitors in this town. May what we're doing here inspire 100 other efforts all across our country and many more.
Mm-hmm.
All I can say is thank you. We appreciate you. I'm really, really, really proud on behalf of our board, our residents, to have this board leading our education in our community, and so honored to be partners with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. If I open the floor for a motion, I'm going to get 8 of them because I'm going to jump into. So out of respect for Member Felder, who had some reservations coming into this, which is a good thing to have. It causes one to do their due diligence, ask the tough questions, Member Vanos as well. But Member Felder, would you like to make the motion?
Yes, thank you so much, Chair Jacobs. I move as a member of this Orange County Public School Board that we accept the invitation to move Orange Center into a charter school in collaboration and partnership with the Lift Organization of Orlando.
All right, we have a motion now. We could have 7 seconds. A second from Member Ferrant and Vice Chair and Member Gallo and Member Douglas and maybe Member Vanos. All in favor? I'm sorry, Mr. Pomerini, is that out of order?
No, it's, I just want to make sure.
The contract.
It's Member Felder, I'm not stepping on this in any way, but I just want to make sure for the record that you all are approving the agreement regarding the potential conversion of the Orange Center Elementary School between the School Board of Orange County, Florida and Lift Orlando, Inc.
That's exactly what you said, right?
I said yes.
I
was careful in choosing
all right
my
there.
words.
Thank you. I was pretty sure she said that, but thank you for just doubling down on it. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yay. Okay. Ah. This should really be the moment when I say the meeting is adjourned. Well, it depends. Mr. Pomerini, you got anything to say? Superintendent, you got anything to say?
No, I will reserve my comments.
Okay. And I do want to reiterate the comments of fellow board members that this is a tribute to you. No, your leadership's been exceptional. Yeah. All right, meeting adjourned. What? Oh, everybody else gave up. Oh, Ben McGallo, really?
More things?
Can we have them all come up and take a photo, and then we'll let them go, and then we.
Okay, let's do it.
Time sensitive, or I wouldn't.
Okay. Gosh, we even got the superintendent to hold off.
I know, but it's about SNAP, and I couldn't.
Oh, baby, yeah.
No, he couldn't leave.
Sweetheart, that was so beautiful. Let me touch you, honey. Thank you so much, my dear.
Changing lives, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you speaking. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Oh, yes, baby. Yes.
Oh, this will be great.
It'll be wonderful.
This is great. Yeah. Yes. This is great. It's important, right? Yeah. Just make sure it's good. Yes. Do I still get to go to Harlem?
Oh, yeah. We're going back.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Thank you so much.
I want to make sure Bridget doesn't. we done?
Okay, I know everyone's so excited. I know everyone is so excited, but I'm going to call us back just so that Member Gallo can get her something she has question.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
There's some comment. You guys can.
Now they're going to call me the Grim Reaper instead of John.
Member Gallo just needs to do one thing before we
I just
adjourn.
want you to know I have a list of things that I need to talk about. I'm only going to talk about one. But SNAP, if the government stays shut down, runs out November 1st. And I was hoping we could do a couple things. Number one, communicate with their families who may not be paying attention that their SNAP benefits will run out. What they get in October, they can keep. Whatever funds they have within their account, they can keep. But if the government is still shut down, they won't be receiving any new dollars past that time. So I'm hoping we could communicate that to our families. And the second thing I want to ask is if we could start putting together some food drives for the month of November. With the holidays coming, it's so imperative that we make sure that our families have the food that they need. And even when the government opens up, things usually are lagged. Right, and I don't want any family or any of our students to go hungry over the holidays. So I'm hoping that we could work with food and nutrition or somehow figure it out how we can do in the foundation, how we could do some food drives and all across the county in each of our districts. Thank you. That's all I have. We can go now.
Thank you. I'm so sorry for being, a Debbie Downer or whatever that is. That's not nice to the Debbies in the world. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, no, you're so right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, we have our marching orders. All right, this time the meeting's adjourned. No, you're okay. Nothing's going to change.
You're missing this. Did you get the